What's going on? Travis here, TravisStetzel.com, coming to you. About to go over day number 4 of the 12 Days of Badassness Challenge. And for this day, we're going to be doing 4 rounds total. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, American Kettlebell Swings. All right, that's going to be the top progression. The recommended weight is 70-pound kettlebell. All right, if you can't go that heavy, you can regress it down. And if an American kettlebell swing is too high of a progression for you, you can regress that down to a Russian swing. All right, I'll go over more details with that here in a second. First, I want to go over some major tips and tricks with your swings. All right, first and foremost, swings are a hip-dominant movement. They're not a squat front raise. All right, that's one of the biggest mistakes I see being made is people bend too much at the knees, load too much into the quads, and then extend with the hips and try to lift the kettlebell. All right, instead we want to load it with the hips by generating tension in your hamstrings and glutes. All right, so we're using our ass on this movement and then exploding and using our hips to do most of the work. All right, on an American swing we'll get a little bit of shoulder action at the very end, but not with a Russian swing. All right, you're just going to stay active with your upper body. All right, so let's go over the setup and progressions of your swing. First and foremost, you're going to start behind your kettlebell. All right, the weight is always going to be back in your heels. Feet are going to be about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider. All right, when you get set up, weight's back in the heels. Now with your shins, you don't want to come forward with your shins. You want to keep your shins vertical. All right, so we're going to slightly bend in the knees, push the hips back, keep your back flat. All right, have a little bit of an arch in your back. You don't want to be too arched, but we don't want to be rounded in the back. We've got to have those shoulder blades back. Okay, once we get set up here, all we're doing is we're going to drag the kettlebell, hike it, snap out. Now with that, when I hike, you want to be real close to your crotch, all right? Real tight. You want to actually push that kettlebell back between your legs so we can get a lot of tension generated so we can launch that baby out, all right? So as you saw, I did Russian swings. That's going to be your first progression. All right, Russian swing, we're just launching that kettlebell. It's going to go as high as our hips throw it up to get, all right? There's no pulling with the shoulders here. All right, so we're here, hike, snap, squeeze your butt. Snap, squeeze your butt. Snap, squeeze your butt. All right? Your ass is going to be on fire when you're doing swings correctly, all right? Loading the hamstrings, loading the glutes, exploding through the hips, staying on the heels. Now, if we progress this movement, going to an American swing, all we're going to do is now we're getting the upper body involved a little bit. We're just going to redirect that kettlebell up and over our head. So for this movement, we're going to end in the overhead push position, all right? So we're going to want to get our head through our arms, lock those shoulder blades out. There should be a straight line from your wrist, elbows, shoulders, hips, knees, ankle at the top. So extend, boom. We're going to end up right here. Now, when we're at the top, go ahead and throw that kettlebell back down. All right? You're going to help generate some potential work right here by pushing it down just a little bit, hiking it, boom, exploding right back up. So let's go through a couple American kettlebell swings. So we're going to set up just like the Russian. Boom, hips back, here, boom, right there, all right? So major difference between the two Russians, boom, we're ending right here. American swings, ending up overhead. So we're getting a little bit more work done with your American swings. It's a bit of a progression to your Russians. Both movements, awesome movements, right? Gonna attack that backside. All right, so make sure you're working your progressions with that. Like I mentioned, this is day number 4, 12 Days of Badassness. So, if you're going along with the challenge, today you're going to start off with 4 rounds, 20 seconds on, 10-second rest, American kettlebell swings. Top level is going to be a 70-pound kettlebell. Once you hit your 4 rounds, you'll go back down to 3 snatches, all right? 3 full snatches is a top progression at body weight, all right? That's a high level recommendation. If you can hit body weight, if not, you're just going as heavy as you can go. 3 snatch triple. Then we're going to 2 Turkish get-ups per side, and then you're going back to 1 set, 25 burpees. And this is day 4 of the 12 days of badassness, all right? So keep on pushing, going 110% ham, live and train aggressive. I'm out.